Hey everybody, hi my YouTube friends. How are you doing today? Um, if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Mia, and I really hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel. There is a subscribe button right down there. Next to it, you will find a bell. If you ding that bell and choose all, you will be notified whenever I put up a new video. And if you're back, hi friends, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you here. How are you doing today? Well, all of you who is watching, how are you doing today? Please let me know down in the comment field. How are you doing? I would really love to know. Also, let me know what you are working on while I am talking to you. So, in case you don't know, this will be a Wip Chat, and Wip WIP stands for Work in Progress, which is this diamond painting for me. And chat, well, that means I'm gonna chat your ears off for a while, okay? So, like I said, this is my work in progress. This diamond painting is called Amethyst, and the artist is Alphonse Mucha. This one is painted in the year 1900, so it is an old master's. I have 47 colors in this one, and of these we have two ABs. The square is, the drills are square, and the diamond painting I have bought from Enablers Outpost. This is a small shop, and they also sell diamond pens, diamond painting pens, kind of like this one. This is the pen that I will be using today. That one comes from Enablers Outpost, and I absolutely love it. I have a metal single placer up here from Diamond Art Club. In it, I have a glue dot. Down here, I have a metallic four placer that I bought off of AliExpress, and in it, I have my own scented putty. And I also have my tweezers. These are from AliExpress, one of my first diamond painting kits that I bought. And these branded ombre pink diamond painting tweezers, I'm sorry, my God, are from Diamond Art Club. I use both of them. Then I have my Art De Nicole trays. I love these little ones. I do also have their, bigger tray right here. I do use this one too, but at the moment I like this little one. I love this color. It is, it is purple with a little bit of blue to it. I don't know, maybe, yeah, it's a little hard to see. It's blue, purplish. And what I like about these newer trays is you can basically shake it and do whatever, the lid won't come off. I absolutely love that. What else am I gonna use? Well, I have my containers up here. These are the Elizabeth Ward containers, and in this set they are all the same size. I have 48 of these little containers in my tray up here, and if you're doing a Diamond Art Club kit, one of the bigger bags, the big bags, will fit in this one, which I love. Then I will just keep the other baggies of colors. If I have more than one bag of a color, I just keep it away and then refill it when this one's empty. So yeah, I love this size. This is the second smallest size. I think they call it small. Other than that, I don't think I'm gonna use anything. I do have my not scented, but it is water with some taste to it. And yeah, I think that is basically what we are working with today. So let's get into it, shall we? So again, how are you doing? Oh wait, I forgot one thing. Please give my video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel, and all the YouTube algorithms. Ooh, tough word today. Yeah, it really helps my channel grow, and I am still trying to get to 150, no, 350 subscribers. So yeah, I hope I will get there eventually. I'm not really in a hurry. Yeah, I mean, basically I'm doing this for fun, for me to, get out there, tell people about my life. I began this channel as a educational channel. I wanted to tell people about this rare syndrome that I have that is called Klippel-Feil syndrome. It's one of the rare diseases around the world. It affects 1 in every 42,000 births, but I mean, more than 50% of those will never know that they have this syndrome unless they get into an accident and need, to have their spine x-rayed or having an MRI done. Otherwise, they'll never know because they won't have any pain or have issues, moving their heads around. But yeah, I mean, I have it, one of the more severe ones, because I do both have a lot of pain and I have issues moving my head around. But I don't know my life to be any different, so please don't feel sorry for me. I have a good life despite pain and whatever. But in the beginning, I wanted, to have a channel where I could educate people about this and hopefully help newly diagnosed patients, people with this rare disease. And I still talk about it like right now, and I, share about my life in every video. So I'm still doing that education. It's just, a little more hidden, whatever you want. But I did the very first video that I put up in May 2023. I did a thorough explanation of this syndrome that I have. So if you are curious or whatever, please go check that one out. You will get to know me a lot better, both in a good and a bad way. I did have a lot of trouble in my life, and also to get the diagnosis that I have. So yeah, if you want to get to know me a little better, please go watch that one. It is on my front page when you go to my channel here. It is one of those videos that I have pinned to the channel. But yeah, I mean, it's my life and I don't know any other way of living. In case you don't know, I do live in Denmark and I'm married for almost 16 years. We've been together 20 years almost. So yeah, it's quite a long time by now. Every time I think about it, I'm like, wait, are you sure? Because I'm like, how can it be 20 years? I mean, how can I have been married for 16 years? I'm not that old. But I am. I will be 44 on September 14th. So I am getting old. But you know what? Age is just a number. Don't you stop having fun. And if any of you know me or know who said that, please let me know. I would love to see who knows that line. It is from a song from a band that I really, really like. So if you've been here for a while, you probably know it by now. But otherwise, yeah, let's talk about, what's been going on since last week. So today is Tuesday for me, and I will be uploading it today. So depending on when you're watching this, it might be Tuesday for you too. I don't know. Anyway, so Tuesday and last we spoke was last Tuesday. So yeah, it's been quite a week because I have been more or less alone this entire week. David and his siblings were busy emptying out their mom's house from Wednesday till Sunday. So, and I think David and his brother also met up on Tuesday to do, some pre-emptying, I think. So basically, I only saw David for a few hours in the evening, if even for a few hours, from Wednesday till Sunday. So yeah, he came home Sunday about half an hour after I finished my Sunday live. So in case you don't know it, I go live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 7 p.m. European Time, CET, Central European Time. And that is usually a lot of fun. Oh my God, this Sunday we kept it going for 2.5 hours. And yeah, it was, fun, and we talked about a lot of things. we had some sneak peeks from a diamond painting company, and we talked about, traveling, where we would love to go, what languages we would love to be able to speak. If, we could choose any language to just be, I can speak this language now. That was interesting, to get to know what languages people would love to be able to speak. And my subscribers are very, very intelligent people. Some of them know several languages already, and I am very impressed. I mean, some know, I don't know, 4 languages or something. I know and speak 3 languages fluently, and then I can read a few more or less. I can read Norwegian pretty fluently, and I understand some Dutch. And then I am trying to learn Turkish, just because we've been on vacation in Turkey several times. And I like to be able to at least say good morning and thank you, to all the people working there, because they're doing an amazing job. So I like to be polite, being able to communicate in their language just a little. I mean, if you know too much, they'll just start speaking their language to you all the time. And to be honest, I'm not that good. But it's fun. I really enjoy it. Our last vacation was in 2019, just before the the Rona came, that when we came home, David's mom had emergency open heart surgery for, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours. And then, a lot of time went making sure that she was okay, and I spent a lot of time driving to and from the hospital, making sure that she was fine. She needed her lungs drained a few times, and a lot of doctors visited and stuff like that. But yeah, and then about half a year later, here came that annoying pandemic that we've all been suffering from for, I don't know, years by now. I know that some places in America, you are still suffering and you need to wear masks outside, and I am just happy that that whole mask thing is over here in Denmark. I mean, some people do still wear masks, and of course people do get sick still, but it's not, as like it was in the year 2000 and 2001, where there was a lot of restrictions and you needed to wear a mask every time you left your house. You needed to be vaccinated if you wanted to be able to go to a restaurant or anything. So yeah, that is over. But because of that, we haven't really been able to go anywhere. And we could go traveling now, and we could do that last year as well. But since 2019, we've gotten more cats, and right now we have 4 cats. I'm sorry if you haven't been here before. I have a light, not a light, but I have a window right here, and it brings in a lot of lights. And for me to be able to see the symbols, I need to shade the canvas a little, otherwise I can't see the symbols that I'm supposed to put my drills on. I know it's a luxury issue, but I mean, I don't mind it. I just want to make sure that I put the drills down on the right grid. Oh my God, my brain just went blank. That is another thing of my syndrome. Because of pain and stress and I don't know what, I quite often forget words. Not just in English, but, in every language. I mean, I can have a conversation with my husband or others, and all of a sudden I'm like going blank. I can't remember the word that I was going to say. Like one of the first times this happened to me, we were going to talk about, tissue rolls in the kitchen. And my brain went blank. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but the word was gone. I couldn't remember the word for it. So, and I was so frustrated because I wanted to say the word, but the word was just gone from my brain. So I was looking at David, trying to make him understand that I couldn't remember the word. So I was like, the big toilet paper, the big rolls of toilet paper. And he looked at me, do you mean tissue roll? I'm like, yes, thank you. I mean, and he was like, why couldn't you say it? And it's like, yeah, the word was gone from my brain. It was literally gone until you said it, and then it was back. And other times it's like the word just stumbles back in a few seconds later or just a second later while I'm still trying to explain it in a different way. I think that you have seen it in some of my videos where I just forgetting how to say things. I mean, I know that in one of my unboxings where I was explaining what to do with washi tape, the word sectioning off, the word section, had left my brain. I mean, that was a little awkward, but the second that I put down the washi to move on, it came back to me. So I could, pick up the washi again and be like, oh, this is what I tried to say. I call that pain brain because, all the pain that I'm in, alters my brain a little. It's the same with, if I have memory issues, just not only, missing words, but legit issues with my memories that I forget what, what people have told me or what, if I have to do something that day or having to go some places, it is literally gone. And I try to put everything that I need to do in my calendar on my phone, but sometimes it's not enough. And that is my pain brain. So I'm trying to explain that to people, but sometimes it's just not easy. Because if you don't know what it's like, I can't explain it so that anybody can understand. I mean, most people, which I am grateful for, have no idea what it's like to live in severe pain 24/7, 365. And that is something that I'm very grateful for, because I would hate for other people to feel the way I'm feeling, because it's no fun. I mean, being in pain every moment of your life, despite me being on very strong medicine, isn't particularly fun or interesting. I mean, I am on disability, at least the Danish equivalent to disability. It's different here, but it's basically the same. So I can't work like I really want to. I have an education as a social worker, so I really wanted to use that education and to work with refugees and people who have issues getting back in the workforce. I did that while I was, educating myself. We needed to go work for a while. Oh, there comes my husband back. We have been gardening today. Well, he has done most of it, and I have, been helping out just a little bit until my legs and back gave out. So I'm not done. I will be doing more of it, and it will take time. I know that, but at least I can see where I stopped. And I hope that I get to do more of it, but we'll see, because sometimes David is like, oh, I need to finish this because it doesn't look good, or I want to have it done by now, or so he goes in and finishes it. Which again, I'm grateful for, that he can do that and help out, because I can't. I mean, I do my best, and I wish I could do more. That is the downside to being chronically ill. That is that constant feeling of letting people down. I mean, the bad conscience. I did a video about that as well. I need to go back and look at it to see if I need to redo it in any way, because that one is a year old. So maybe I need to redo it. I don't know. We'll see. But the bad conscience is definitely a thing. Because I want to be able to do a bunch of stuff, and I can't. The thing about the Klippel-Feil syndrome is that it is a degenerative, I don't know, I never know what to call it, if it's a disease or an illness or an infliction, or if I'm disabled. I mean, I am able to walk around still, and I can still, do stuff around the house. Maybe I'm just differently abled. That is what I usually say when people feel sad about being disabled. I'm like, no, you're not disabled. You're just differently abled. So maybe that is what I am. I am, seeing that I can do less and less every year. I mean, the first year we lived here in our house, we moved into this house in 2021. And the first year I was outside gardening a lot more. I still, ended up in pain and couldn't do it as long as David could, but I know that I was able to do more. But yeah, that's the way life is for me. But sometimes I can just look back and be like, I'm kind of sad, and I feel bad that I used to be able to do this or this much, and now my body won't let me do that anymore. So yeah, that's a bummer. So yeah, David was away most of the week emptying out their mom's house. I would have loved to be out there to help and to just be there, but I have a let's just say I have a very poor what's the word? I don't get very, my brother-in-law and I isn't the best of friends. I think that is the best word to say it. And he have been treating me poorly for almost 20 years by now. And I have been working a lot with myself and gotten stronger and have become able to say, I don't want to, take this treatment anymore. And I did that about half a year ago when he one day snapped because he didn't like the way that me and my mother-in-law talked to each other, which we have been doing for 20 years. He just had this sickening protection, whatever, over his mom. So he would never see what she did. He would only see what I did. And one day he just snapped and started screaming at me, and instead of just, because their mom was in the living room, she saw and heard all of it, which was so wrong on so many levels. She was getting sick back then. Her memory wasn't the best. She had blood clots in her brain and, having issues with her memory. And yeah, but she saw it, and even if she might forget it, the incident itself, the body would remember it. And that incident ended up with David and his brother having a screaming fight at each other because David was protecting me, and yelling at his brother to not treat me like that. And yeah, that was a screaming match, which I know really, really hurt my mother-in-law. I know David told me that when they were inside again in the living room, she was like, "Are you still yelling? Are you still fighting?" So I felt really bad about that. When I left the house, I took my stuff and then I walked out of the house. I went in to say goodbye to her, and I went down, and looked her in her eyes and said, "This is not your fault. I'm sorry I have to go, but I can't do this anymore." And she looked at me and said to me like, "I know, and I wish you would stay. I know, and I really wanted to, but I can't. Because I know enough was enough. I have been taking a lot of, mentally abuse from him for almost 20 years. I mean, I could tell for hours what he did during the years, and I don't even think that hours would be enough. And I have been taking it because I wasn't strong enough, or because people told me, to keep the peace in the family, and yeah. But I've gotten stronger and been working on being able to stand up for myself, which isn't easy, by the way. But yeah, I did that, and I decided, that I don't need him in my life. I mean, which is, again, it's doing a lot of bad in the family, because, I mean, it's David's brother, and yeah, that is the bad conscience again, because I know that it's family, and it's an issue with me not wanting to be in the same room with him, because I don't feel like it. I mean, I don't need him in my life. And I don't know for how long, Right now, I just need my distance. And that is an issue. I know that. Because I know that both David and my sister-in-law would have wanted me to be there last week, to look at all the memories and remember, walk down memory lane, sorry. And I would have liked to do that. I really, really would. But it wasn't possible, because he was there and I didn't want to spend that much time with him. Plus, again, just to be completely honest, I wouldn't have been able to be there that long. I mean, it was hours and hours every day. So that just wasn't feasible. But it would have been nice being out there looking at all the memories, but that's how that is. Of course, I can be in the same room when it's really, really necessary, but that wasn't really necessary in my world. I mean, the day that we're putting her in the ground, I will be there, of course, and I will be good and not say anything bad or yell or scream. I can do that. I did that at the hospital as well, because that wasn't for me. That was for my mother-in-law, and I know that she would she would want us to get along on those important days. So I do that for her, not for anybody, not for anyone else, not for myself, because I need to stay away from that feeling of, yeah, kind of wanting to strangle him. But again, that isn't a constructive kind of feeling. So I am working on. I'm so sorry. I have the feeling like the camera is moving all the time. But yeah, I mean, it is possible to, I don't know, it isn't forgiving, but I don't know what to call it. Do you have an idea? It's just, moving on from it, and then just have this feeling of, okay, I kind of move on. I don't think it's forgiveness, but, and then still be like, even though I've tried to move on, I still don't need you in my life. And yeah, that's one of the bad conscience moment again, because it does make, it's creating issues, which, yeah, I don't know how to overcome those, because if I just say, oh well, I'm not taking care of myself and my mental health, so it's a tricky one. And it's one of those situations, where I want to take care and protect my husband, but at the same time, I need to protect and take care of myself. So, yeah, it's one of those situations where damned if you do and damned if you don't. So, that is that. But what would you do? I mean, I would love to hear what you would have done in a situation like that. Would you have done anything differently? Have you tried something like that, and how did you move on from it without, kind of putting yourself aside and do what everybody wants you to do? I would love to know it. So if you know or have any ideas or thoughts about this subject, please write down in the comment field. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Other than that, last week was uneventful. I was here spending time with the kitties. We have 4 cats, and I was diamond painting. I was Thursday afternoon, I rode my bicycle into town. It's, I don't know, took me about 25 minutes, and I have an electric bike. So it took me about, 25 minutes to half an hour to get in there, because one of the women from my knitting club had her 89th birthday. So yeah, I am by far the youngest in that knitting club, and it's kind of like having a bunch of moms and grandmas, and I love it. I'm there for it. Having these women that I can talk to and who care about me like I care about those. But Thursday I rode my bike in there because she was busy on her birthday. So one of the other women and I have asked if we could come have coffee with her the next day. And she said yes. So we were there for, I don't know, 2 hours or something. Just having coffee and talking, and it was real nice. Then on my way back home, I visited my aunt who lives close by. So I just drove by. And what I didn't know is that my cousin, my aunt's daughter, not aunt, auntie's daughter. I hate that word. Now, anyway, that her daughter and her boyfriend, they live in London. Normally, he is British and she's Danish, of course. But they live in London and they were here on the summer vacation. So I got to say hi to them, and that was great. I missed those two. So yeah, I got to speak with those a little before they were going to the beach for a free concert and a picnic. And I just needed to go home because I was getting tired, worn out mentally after being, away from home so many hours. I'm an introvert, but I'm a socially introvert, plus being out and about tires me. So I do need to come home and just relax a little. Even, I want to see people, I want to be around people, but my brain and my body sometimes, disagrees with what I want. So yeah, I rode back home, and then I spent some time in the living room with the kitties, just relaxing. And I don't know, after a while I went in here to diamond paint a little, just relaxing and dotting away. So that was that. So that's basically, everything that I did last week. But then yesterday we woke up. They finished emptying out the house on Sunday, so David has his last vacation week this week. So he has a little time to restitute before going back to work, because that week was rough on several levels for him. So yesterday we had this, he can relax all day. Rosa was gonna be here, but still, it could still be relaxing. And then when we got up, hang on a second. Sorry about that. David was trying to communicate with me, and we had, just having a relaxing day. I would pick up Rosa, and we were just going to, have a good day with her. But we got up, and one of our cats hadn't eaten anything, like only 3 grams of something, and the day before he had only had, 15 grams or something. But he had been up and about, playing and having a regular day, so we didn't think about it before Monday morning, when he was just laying in one of the kitty beds, just didn't want to get up. And I couldn't really get him to eat anything, and not even the yogurt that he usually loves every morning. So I called the vet, and they had a time at around 2:30 p.m. So I had to text my brother and say, I'm so sorry, but we can't have Rosa today because Max is sick and we need to get him to the vet. And he understood that. I mean, you can't just say, oh, I'm sorry, it's just a cat. So we got to the vet. And again, usually when we're taking Max to the vet, he is complaining the entire way because he doesn't like riding the car. I mean, most cats don't really like riding a car. But he was just laying there in the transportation box, and he was just, yeah, there was no energy at all. So we came to the vet, and he looked at him. Well, let me say this. Sunday evening, he puked, vomited all over the sofa, and it reeked really bad, like, yeah, kind of like poop, really. So, and it was a lot. It wasn't just like a normal furball thing. It was really a lot. So I told the nurse that when I called her and explained what was wrong, and that he was just lying there, not really wanting to do anything. So he, of course, took a look at him, made sure that he wasn't constipated because of the bad smelling vomit. And like you said, no, everything is fine. There is a little in his bowels, but it is moving around. And then he was like, but do you remember last year you had this, like a few months where you had all your cats having a virus or something that was basically the same. They didn't want to eat, and I don't know, almost the same as now. And back then we didn't know where it came from. Well, we kind of guessed that it might have come from Pelle and not Pelle, Flux and Spark, because they were pretty new to the family back then, and that they might have brought something along. But this year we haven't had any new additions to the family. We haven't, there wasn't anything that would be like, okay, this is why that there would be a virus amongst our cats. So we were kind of puzzled, but we decided, to try the same treatment, which was to give him a injection of nausea medicine, and then we brought home some fluent painkillers just to, make sure that everything was fine, and we need to give him that for a few days. So we got home, and he immediately ran back under the sofa, under the couch, and we allowed him to do that because he wasn't feeling good. So, and when cats are feeling sick, and they like to hide, to protect themselves. But during the evening, I was like, okay, you need to come out now. I need to get some water in you. 2, you need to eat at least something. And 3, you need to get your medicine, that pain medicine. So we kind of yanked him out from behind the couch. And he got the painkillers, and David placed him on the couch with him, and he just laid there, kind of like I don't have the energy to move or to jump down from the couch. It's kind of like, okay, I'm just staying here because I don't know how to move. So we talked about this is the most social he has been for I don't know how many years by now, because usually he's like, he doesn't like to be a lap cat, but he will lay or sit beside you for hours. He just doesn't like to be on your lap or something. But that entire day, evening, yesterday, he was on either my lap or on David's lap, and I kind of put water in a syringe, and I sprayed it into his mouth so he got at least some water in him. And then we had this baby mousse that we used for the foster kittens when they were young, very young, and they started, to get anything else but the bottle. So we had some of that, and I decided to try, if he wanted to eat that. And he did eat a little, so I saved it, and then a little later at the night, he almost ate the rest of it. So we were happy, that he at least had gotten something in him. Then we would see what would happen today. So when we got up, he was at his Sure Feet machine. I don't know what to call it. It's a bowl that is made for him. It's kind of like he has a chip in his neck, and that chip is connected to that feeding bowl, so that he's the only one who can get into it and eat from it. So he was sitting there eating from it this morning when we got up. What was, yay, he's eating on his own again. He hadn't eaten a whole lot, but it's better than nothing, since he didn't eat the entire day yesterday and he had that baby mousse last night. So he had been eating around 20 grams, which still isn't enough because he gets 100 grams every day, but better than nothing. And he was a little more lively. He meowed at us, which he didn't do all day yesterday. He was just very quiet. That isn't the usual Max. Max will talk to us and make sure that we know what is going on. So he has been talking a little, and we're kind of like, I wonder if he's now getting used to being social again, so he will want to cuddle in the evenings. I would love that, by the way. But he has been talking and trying to get some attention during the day, which, yay. And he has been eating, which is amazing. So yeah. And today my brother wrote me and asked how he's doing. So I could, kind of, okay, this and this and this what was happened yesterday, and telling him thank you for asking, because most people wouldn't. So that was nice. And then, they got to come outside in the catio in the enclosure. David just had to, why did I do that? David had to cut down one of the bushes that they have. And don't worry, if the bush isn't poisonous to them. We made very sure of that. And to cut a little of the grass in there. So, yeah, and then after that they could get out, and I was doing a little laundry in here, and then we went outside and I helped some of the gardening. And I basically think that is more or less everything that had been happening the past week. Yeah, I've been diamond painting. the past few days I haven't been in here very much because I have been spending time with David now that he's finally home again, and you know, it's nice to just watch some TV or whatever. This week we will try to get a trip to Germany, just to do some shopping, border shopping, and maybe some more gardening. I'm not sure. I need to do some more laundry. And we were talking about something else. David wants to go bike riding some of the days. And maybe I should take a bike ride or something too, to get my behind used to that saddle again, because after Thursday my behind was hurting a little. But I just need to keep going and hopefully it'll be fine. But yeah, I know most of these videos I have been going over an hour, but I am at 56 minutes by now, so I think, this will be fine. For once, I will be just a little under an hour. But yeah, that is it for today. Please don't forget to give my video a thumbs up, and share my video and other content with people you think might get something out of it, to help me get more subscribers. Don't forget to answer some of my questions down in the comment field, and if you aren't subscribed, I hope you like it. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you will like it here. And I would love it if you would watch some of my other videos. I have unboxings on Fridays. I read a fairy tale from the Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. The fairy tales are quite old by now. They're from the 1800s. And sorry. And I think a lot of those fairy tales you already know. But it's kind of, I like it, and I enjoy reading those very known fairy tales to me in English, because it's something else. And then on Sundays I have my lives, like I talked about earlier. And I would love if you would join those as well. So yeah, don't forget those thumbs up. And I will see you in my next video. Bye everybody. Love you.